If you've been on the online beauty space for a while, you will know who Wayne Goss is. He's a really celebrated makeup artist, very, very respected. And you may know that he came out with brushes before, and they basically had quite a bit of critical acclaim. But they were, I'm not going to say discontinued, they weren't as easily accessible, you couldn't really get them. Here's the thing, he decided to re-release them. They are available right now over on Beautylish if you are interested. I do want to say a massive thank you to Makeup on Your Radar. I stole her pictures because I'm very naughty. But let's discuss this. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a preamble here to kind of explain these. So they are brushes that are handmade in Japan. So if you know anything about brushes, the very fact that they are made in Japan, let alone handmade in Japan, that's going to make them so much more expensive because they are essentially the peak, the pinnacle of a brush experience. Apparently, it's a bespoke design only Wayne Goss could create, and it includes top tier materials. Now you can get it as a set, but you can also get them individually. So as you're seeing them here, you can get the full set that has all 11 multitasking brushes for $449. I know it is quite the pill to swallow. You get 5 brushes for the face, 6 for the eyes, and they are apparently made with uncut goat hairs, so they wouldn't exactly be vegan, I think. I would assume, anyways, unless you're like somehow cool with goats being without their hair. Who knows? But it apparently doesn't irritate dry, sensitive skin. Now, I know there are some people out there who are very much into their brushes and they really, really rate these. I gotta say, if I had infinite funds, I probably would get these. If, however, like the rest of us, you can't afford to get that full set, you could just get the first edition face set. So it includes 5 of the face brushes. It's $291. It's not that much less expensive, I'm afraid. It is pricey. And they apparently are created to use for foundation, contour, blush, lots of extra things. And finally, there's the first edition eye set, which is retailing for $158. So that has their 6-piece eye brush set. Part of what I find interesting about this is you would kind of think that the full set would be a little bit less expensive because they're bundling everything together. But if you add up the price of the first edition face set, which is $291, and the first edition eye set, which is $158, it does equate to $449. So you're not actually really saving anything there. You could just get the two together. It's just a bit strange to me. I don't really get it. But as I said, you could get them individually if you are interested. The slightly more affordable option then is to actually buy them individually, which I think makes an awful lot of sense because if you're like me, you probably can gravitate towards really specific shapes more than others. So buying a bundle rarely works out for you. I say it's a smidgen more affordable. They are still crazy expensive. Like we're talking about $40, $50 US, by the way. So you will have to break out that piggy bank. I will say though, the shapes themselves are quite unique. I don't feel like I could necessarily dupe anything out of this. It's definitely interesting and I'd love to know what people think of these. Unless I win the lottery tomorrow, I'm not getting these. This will be the first sign that I've like had a windfall. I've just gone off and bought a bunch of Japanese brushes and it'll elevate my makeup game and I'll be really, really cool. I assume that's how it works. Look, I trust Wayne Goss. I feel like he's such a craftsman. He knows what he's talking about. Like that foundation brush in and of itself is really, really interesting to me. Like it's super, super thick. Yes, she is. I mean, you're going to get some interesting coverage with that. And like the fact that it's coming from an MUA, they will know what it is that they want. They know the sort of hairs, the sort of way that they want things to come together to get the best possible outcome. So for me, I do find it interesting. Am I going to spend that amount? No, unless I win the lottery. And I'd have to play the lottery for that to happen. But let me know what you guys think. Are you here for this or no? You might have gotten an individual brush. If so, let me know what the story is. Let me know, do you love it? Maybe don't tell me that you love it because then I'll be like, staring at them and thinking about them and then I'll have to like rob a bank or something. But yeah, it's kind of intriguing for sure.